Forgetting that one day we'll leave this world. We will go with no drink, we drink, yeah. Sorrowful, yeah. My biggest dreams to see you, be my flesh, but no one is like you. I wish to see you, be my flesh, but no one is like you. And I wish to face the prophet Muhammad and be with him in Jannah. I dream of freedom, I dream of peace of mind, I dream of love, supernatural love, and everything I have makes me long for more. And the more that I have, the more I long for more.
When someone is talking bad, like about someone talking trash, you should answer that person.
Okay.
Just stop.
Okay, or you. Yeah. Just change the subject. Yeah.
Because it's looking at you. Why would you even
change the subject? Yeah. Just
you aim your negative cycle.
Yeah.
Just make it clear that you're not interested in what they're saying.
So that we don't start defending that.
Does not happen out of the blue. It's actually it requires developing some leadership skills in your actions. Follow and support you. Second, you should try to avoid negative people in your life. They actually
We should move on to how we should stop this from happening.
Yes, you already talking about it.
You should start from you.
So how to stop spreading negativity around the world.
Influence people in a good way.
Yeah.
Also, like as I said, for example, if we hear something like negative, we try to turn it in a positive way.
Yeah,
Like,
and start from yourself. Like
It can stop him if he want to do something. It can stop him. It can stop him.
Yes, what about this? What with the goal of this article? What you miss?
Society just think that you're giving an opinion, but actually it's not. You're just judging other people and giving an opinion, but we're only detecting.
They always badmouth them, and to fit in, I'll try once to talk bad about someone else so they can actually see me as a part of that friend group, and that doesn't make sense.
About the white paper and the dark spot. And the students all talked about the specific dark spot. And the teacher finally explained that why are you focusing on the little spot and not on the
Little
whole,
detail.
the little detail and not so it's an example. It's actually an obstacle to live in your life fullest. So that little point distracts you from the whole white paper and
the whole thing. I have family problems and all, but like but they just look at that and they
Thank you both of you guys for this quick debate. Now we'll move to Miss Hajar bin Abad.
Thank you. So I just want to comment about Dina's paragraph. It was just amazing. It was mature, and we felt that she wrote something and she analyzed something that an adult couldn't analyze. It was so hard to analyze that and to find that complaining and criticizing people is a part of a human. But actually, I found that, or I think that sometimes criticizing can destroy a life, because some people don't accept that someone criticize them.
So yeah, I totally agree with you. Sometimes criticizing can like lead to suicide, which is something really bad, because we also see on social media like cyberbullying, bullying people because of their appearances, their actions, their behaviors, and it might lead to them doing self-harm or suicide. So yeah, your point is very right. Thank you.
Thank you. So first, I want to thank Lina for her amazing and wonderful paragraph. So actually, I think that complaining, like when people are complaining about something, their problems, especially an issue, actually I think that it's like they're trapped, and it's like they're in a maze, and their only way out is complaining. It's like they're sharing their problems. It's their only way to express themselves, and also criticizing people actually has like. There are like negative criticizing and like positive criticizing, because like, for example, if I see a bad thing on someone and I want him to improve it, like I can like tell him that, I can criticize him, for example. But if I'm only criticizing someone just to make fun of him or to make him insecure, then it's like a negative it's negative criticizing.
I totally agree with you. I also think that excessive complaining is bad, but when you complain, for example, therapy is meant for others to come and share their problems with their therapist, and they complain about it, but that's not bad. However, if you always want to complain, like you just want to find fault in something and complain about it just because you want to and you feel like it, and maybe you want to hurt others and like make them feel anxious or in some type of way that is bad, that situation is not it's just not good. However, if you want to share your problems to get better, that's totally fine. I agree with you, Zayn. Yeah, I definitely experienced that, especially because when my sister was in a school, I went to the same school as her, so people, like teachers, always compared me to her and like in some type of way wanted me to be her. So I always had criticizes coming from people, how I did something wrong, how I didn't do wrong. They just criticize you in every way. So yeah, I definitely got criticized, especially when I was young. So yeah, because I wouldn't just write about something that I don't know about. I think sometimes you always have experiences on how to write. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate what Mr. Ayman has said, and the idea of asking if you have actually experienced it. I don't think anyone have said it. So we move to Mr. Mohammed Sinan. I'm sorry. By the way, if you spoke, just please lower your hand because it's kind of confusing. And yeah, so we move to Mr. Mohammed Sinan.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Mutasi. So first of all, I want to thank Lina for her great paragraph. It was just mind-blowing. Like a really interesting point that Franklin Covey analyzes in his book, The 7 Habits. It was about the cycle of concern and the cycle of influence. So, and what I mean by cycle of influence and cycle of concern is that in a company, the director of the company was someone that he was talented, but the problem is that he was a dictatorial man. So when he go to the company, he just tell his employees to do the task. He doesn't take their opinion, what they think about this project X and this project. So the majority of the employees, they were complaining about this director, but there was just one employee who was like trying to find the weak point of the director. So he was trying to focus on the cycle of influence, and so like in the coming days he found some weak points, and like the coming month the director starts asking these employees for his opinion. So the idea from the story is that everyone should stop complaining, and they need to start focusing on the cycle of influence, how they can influence, how they can improve their life.
Thank you, Mr. Mohammed Amin. So first of all, I want to thank Lina for putting the time and the effort into this, into making this. And also, I think that everyone has spoken about criticism from the side of the one giving criticism, but I want to ask one question about, like, when you are a receiver of criticism, what if you just, like, I don't know, detach yourself from your emotions? Don't you think that that would help you deal with criticism a lot better? Like, if you're just being objective and not letting your emotions take over? And also about complaining, I would like to know which type of people who complain do you find the heart to, like, deal with? Because there are many types of complainers, those who are just, as we spoke earlier, as we talked about earlier in the breakout room, those who are just negative, those who seek attention, and those who are just too involved in their emotions and just, I don't know, they just like to complain about everything, or that's just who they are. So yeah, those are my two questions.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I think there are a lot of people that can't control their emotions because we're emotional creatures after all, and they just like let their sadness take over. For example, how they felt about a critique or something like that. But like you can't really say to that person they can improve their way of controlling their emotions and not letting that critique sink into their hearts and make them feel bad. But in another way, you can't really, it's just really hard to do so. You know, it takes time to improve yourself and not letting your emotions take over. So you need to think in a logical way and say that if I like feel bad or cry, I'm gonna hurt myself. They're not gonna be hurt in any shape or form. So I'm the one who's gonna lose. So I just think this is the mindset that we should thinking while we're getting a bad critique from others. And can you please repeat the second question, please?
Yes, of course. So I said there are multiple types of people who complain, those who are just plain negative, those who seek attention, so they complain in order to seek someone's attention for some reason or another, and those who are just too involved in their emotions and just can't help but to complain about something when it's not going right.
Yeah, well, I think these just excessive complainers are the one that I personally feel like they are really hard to deal with. For example, people that complain about their problems to others because they just feel so badly overwhelmed by them and just want to share it with them, not to like impact them or like maybe share some empathy with them, but I just think like that's good because sometimes you feel bad and you want to talk to someone. You want to let all those problems out. However, if you want to complain just for attention, just to seek attention from others, or just because you feel like it, that's not right in any shape or form. And those are people that's hard to deal with. And those are the ones that I see as excessive complainers that just want it for attention, or just they feel like it and they want to make problems with others. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, so now we move on to Miss Sabich, baby.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I want to thank Lena for her wonderful paragraph. While reading the point about finding fault, you pointed that human beings may feel overwhelmed by guilt after realizing they are finding fault in someone. Then it becomes a burden that they want to get rid of. But my question is, do you think all people feel guilty after finding fault in someone? And is it that easy to get rid of it?
Well, thank you, Abby, for your question. Well, actually, not all people feel guilty. People that actually want to change and be a better version of themselves, like we saw and read in the book, those are the people that are guilty and really want to change themselves and not feel that guilt anymore. And I don't think it's really easy to get rid of that guilt. But if you improve yourself and you see improvement and people maybe tell you that you improved, I think that's how you like get rid of it. I'm not saying it's easy to get rid of guilt. We all know that when we make huge mistakes and we feel guilty of it, and we know that we made something bad and it was our fault, we feel guilty and we want to change it. We always want to change it, but it's not that easy. It takes time and effort. So if you don't put effort and be patient in what you're doing and trying to improve yourself, I think that's how you get rid of it. Otherwise, I don't think that will work. So yeah, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you the best night ever, sweet dreams, and see you next class, inshallah. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye, Khwani.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher. Shabab. Take care, guys.